Story is going to be more good news. Let me open it. All right, so that was on the soundboard. All right, new type of cutting-edge renewable energy launches its first project in the United States from Earth.com, and they always have good news for us. I'm always on Earth.com because, hey, they want to talk about good stuff, not this crap. Oh boy, we're all doomed. But this is Eric Rawls, Earth.com. I've probably read his articles before, probably a dozen times. He goes on about the new thing called wave energy. Yeah, waves never stop. Waves carry concentrated energy. Wind transfers momentum to the ocean surface, and that motion travels as rolling swells that continue long after the gust dies down. That's because they're guided by the moon, the tides. Unlike solar energy and sunlight, which fades at sundown, and wind energy, which shifts from hour to hour, waves can persist through the night. That steady character makes wave power a useful partner for other clean energy sources. Electric systems need balance. When one source eases off, another should pick up the slack. Wave energy offers that kind of support. It can smooth the bumps caused by clouds over solar farms and lulls in local winds. There's places where it's never not windy. Places like Corpus Christi, Texas, it's always windy. But that's why there's a shitload of wind farms in Texas, by the way. I think Texas has more wind farms than anybody, even though they're claiming that, oh yeah, oil's the way. Nope. They're powering their grid with wind. They are, man. You fly over Corpus Christi, Texas, you'll see oil refineries for sure because it's right there in the coast. But yeah, you're going to see wind farms. Anyway, back to the story. Wave energy offers kind of support. It can smooth the bumps. We did that already. The core hardware uses floaters that rise and fall with passing waves. Each floater links to a piston in a hydraulic circuit. When the wave lifts a floater, the piston pressurizes biodegradable hydraulic fluid inside of a closed loop. Yeah, hydraulic fluid does not have to be oil, by the way. It can be vegetable oil. It doesn't have to be petroleum. Pressurized fluid runs through pipes to onshore equipment, spins a hydraulic motor, and turns a generator that produces electricity. When the wave passes, the fluid returns to its tank and waits for the next cycle. Only the floaters touch the water. Pumps, motors, the generator, and control systems sit in standard containers on the pier. After years of offshore prototypes around the world, a company called Echo Wave Power brought this approach to a working U.S. harbor. The pilot sits in a blue economy campus inside the port of Los Angeles. The company calls this the first onshore wave energy installation in the United States. The purpose is clear: show the technology in a busy port, record real-world performance, and gather lessons for the future higher energy sites. The site does not aim to power the city. It functions as a proving ground. Engineers test how floaters attach to existing structures, how the control software responds to changing seas, and how companies hold up during both calm periods and rough days. Keeping power conversion equipment onshore improves access. Crews can reach pumps, valves, and generators with ordinary tools. They can swap parts without boats or divers. With fewer components submerged, there is less corrosion and fewer snag points for debris. Maintenance tasks become quicker and cheaper, and uptime improves. The layout avoids long, high-voltage cables on the seafloor. Shorter cable runs reduce losses and simplify permitting. Interesting term. I have to look that one up. Permitting is probably the permits that the city has to issue, because you're not digging up the ground. I think that's what that means. So yeah, you don't have to get permits from the city. Hey, we got to bury a cable on the seafloor. Oh shit. Let's go to every agency in the state for that permit. Nope, you don't got to do nothing. You just put your little thing in the pier, go, here we go. It's creating power, and you just have all your stuff on shore without long buried cables. Using existing piers, breakwaters, and seawalls cuts construction time and cost because the project builds on infrastructure already in place. Floaters and pressure cycles. The wave climate inside protected port is usually mild. Day to day, the pilot focuses on education and live demonstration. When waves have enough energy, visitors can watch the floaters move and the onshore equipment produce power. While the water is calm, staff can simulate the pressure cycle so people can see the system run and they'll learn the steps of energy conversion. The team plans a 2-year run with tours, trials of different mounting methods such as clamping to pier piles, and systematic environmental observations. These records will guide designs for grid-connected locations with stronger waves. Regulators treated with the installation as a low-impact temporary demonstration. A compact array of floaters connects to an existing wharf, and the power conversion equipment sits in 2 standard shipping containers on shore. The project avoids heavy marine construction and commits to the removal of relocation when testing ends. That choice keeps the footprint small and lets engineers adapt quickly as data arrives. No energy project is impact-free, but this approach reduces the exposure compared with devices that must survive far offshore year-round. The site also tracks environmental conditions during operations. Marine life, debris, and noise help refine future designs. The conversion chain follows the physics you learn in class. A wave carries kinetic and potential energy. The floater intercepts that energy, does work on a piston. The piston increases fluid pressure, which stores energy. The pressurized fluid turns a motor, which spins the generator to produce electricity. Each step loses a bit of friction and heat. Engineers cut those losses with tight seals, smooth hydraulics, efficient motors, and small control algorithms. Keeping generators and delicate components on shore helps preserve efficiency and reducing corrosion and wear. Control systems matter as much as the mechanics. The control system decides when to engage floaters, how to turn pressure on for the next wave, and when to lift modules out of the water. Again, we are going to have the technology already exist for this. So, and again, if we had to perfect this for war, we had already done it. I guarantee it. Anyway, that's my hypothetical. There's your news story on harnessing the power of waves. Right? Surfers have been doing this forever. Right?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, if the surf stops for the Earth, we're already dead because the Earth would have stopped moving. The moon has left us, completely. So
again, they're only putting this in a calm little harbor. They're not putting it in one of those places where the waves are always crashing because of the breakers, right? They just hit those rocks and they come in with full force. Yeah, man.
I've always said this for years that we would probably be far. Here's my hypothetical scenario, right? We'd probably be far into our net zero emission stuff if we just started harnessing the waves. It's been a known technology since I was in high school, right? That we can harness the energy of the waves. There's plenty of beaches out there that nobody goes to, right? There's coastline that no one wants to visit because it's all rocks, or it's seawalls. It's nothing that people want to go to, and you could put energy devices there and capture all the energy instead of, I don't know, just leaving it there. Nobody's going. Nobody's looking at it. Nobody's fishing. Nothing happens at these coastlines.
Yep. Yeah, people pretend like oil is the only energy or coal is the only energy because it pollutes our air. So there you go.
We found it. Yeah.
How can it produce energy? Yeah, I got to cheer for you there.
Yeah, I mean, we can also burn shit for energy, but we stopped doing that ages ago. So I don't know why we can't do that with oil and coal.
Some people just like polluted air. I don't know why, but go figure.
Okay.